This week in Program Spotlight, we bring to you the advertising program here at Ferris State University. It's a program designed to give students the knowledge and experience to work in a fast-paced environment with extraordinary career opportunities.
The Ferris advertising program, first of all, is housed in the Department of Marketing, which differentiates it from most advertising programs. So one of the things the students will learn a lot about is marketing, because advertising is an important part of marketing. They'll also learn what advertising does, how it works, and they'll learn how to do advertising. Further, they will learn that advertising is only one of 4 kinds of marketing communication, and they'll learn what each of those 4 is and when to use them and when not to.
I'm a member of the advertising group. I'm the vice president, and I've found that in the group I get to learn so much more outside of the classroom. We put on fundraisers and things. One of our biggest fundraiser is actually selling advertising space. It looks good on my resume and it's a lot of fun. We have social events and we get to go out and do things as well as visiting agencies in other areas, Detroit, Chicago.
Ferris advertising alumni are all over the country in all kinds of jobs. They work in the major agencies all over the country. There are advertising majors who are doing creative work, advertising manager work, account work. They're on the agency side of the business. That's where ads are created.
The biggest project that I underwent last year was the NSAC, the National Student Advertising Competition. Big deal. Went there, had a mailbox as a product that we had to sell. And so you're trying to sell a mailbox and you have to do the entire campaign, the advertisements, the marketing. You do everything that a company would want so that you can create a workable program.
We professors expect the same thing students would like to expect. That is, we expect students who are interested, who are committed, who are dedicated to what they do. And that's what we expect, and I'm sure that's what students would like to see from us, and hopefully they get it.
Advertising as an occupation is really different and diverse. There's a lot more to it that people don't usually think of. And account management is managing all the different aspects, from production to conception, strategy, tactics, things like that.
Overall, the most rewarding aspect, personally, I really value the relationships that have come about through advertising, the program and the side groups like Ad Group and AAF.
Good reason to join Ferris's advertising program as opposed to some others is that advertising is one of the important functions of marketing, and our program is located in the marketing department. Another good reason to be interested in advertising is that the United States Department of Commerce has identified advertising as being one of the very fastest growing of all fields. There are lots of jobs in advertising. There are so many different jobs in advertising that there are lots of different kinds of personalities in advertising, but they all seem to have one thing in common, and it's this. Advertising people need to understand what makes people tick. They need to know why people do things and how they live their lives. So advertising is kind of applied behavioral science in a way, and you really have to be interested in other people to excel in advertising.
I like best about advertising is that you never work with one set of people. If you're an accountant, you work with accountants. If you're a construction engineer, you work with engineers and builders. In advertising, it's like a Real World or like MTV, where everybody is not like anybody else, and so that is your job, is not to create something that's awesome. It's to coexist with people that you might hate, coexist with somebody that you cannot see anything the same way with that person, but you got to make it work. It's a lot of people skills and constant movement. Have to be willing to do everything all the time.
If anyone is interested in advertising here at Ferris, the first thing I would tell them for advice is a lot of students think you need to be a good writer or a good artist to be in advertising, and the good news is there are lots and lots of different jobs in advertising, and most of them don't call for you to be a good writer or a good artist, which is interesting to a lot of people. The next thing I would tell them is that Ferris's advertising program is very well respected in the industry. As I say, there are Ferris advertising majors working all over the country. The program has been in existence since the 70s, and it does have a good reputation. Another nice thing about our program is that it's very hands-on and pragmatic. We don't talk about the theory of communicating with people in here. We teach them how to communicate with people. They learn how to make ads and why the ads should be made that way.
For more information, contact the marketing department here at Ferris State University.